this video I'm showing how to create a new EC2 instance of SO4 chat server. We come to the product page and click on View Purchase Options. We first have to subscribe to use the software, which I have already done before. So I will click on Continue to Configuration, and I am going to leave everything as is except that I am going to change the region. You don't have to do this. Then I continue to launch. And I am going to leave the EC2 instance type as G4DN.X large. You have to use an EC2 instance which has an NVIDIA GPU and which understands the CUDA instruction set. And I am going to leave everything as is. You might need to add a key pair in order to SSH to the machine. And you can click on this button which says Create New based on seller settings to create the security group settings for the first time. The security group has to be set up to open port 22 to be able to SSH into the machine. And port 8080 is where the chat server runs, and that should also be opened up, so we click on Launch. And we can view the instance by going over here. So the page is still loading. And looks like this is the instance that is running. And I can connect to the instance. I am going to SSH. So I come to this particular tab. Then I copy this command. I go over here. I can paste it, and for some reason it shows as root. But you need to use Ubuntu over here. That's the only thing you need to remember, and now we have logged into the instance. And the chat server should already be running. And you can verify that by executing this command, sudo systemctl status chat server.service. And it does say that it's active and running. And you can view the logs by running this command. journal-u chat server-f. It's going to tail the logs in real time, and if we do that, we can see the logs over here. I have noticed it does take some time for the chat server to completely start up. And load the large language model. So you have to give it some time and be patient with it. So for example, right now we are over here at this line. And that's where I usually see a pause. Finally, we are done. And you can see that it took a full 20 minutes to offload the layers to the GPU. I'm not sure why it takes so long. My best guess is that this has something to do with NVIDIA. But anyhow, the model is loaded to the GPU. And you can keep scrolling down. And we can see that the server is running. Let me open a new window and SSH to the server once again. so I'll go over here. Again, make sure that you use 12 to SSH. The root user will not work. So when you log into the server, and if you do ls, you will see some files. And in particular, there is the script monitor GPU, which is going to monitor the GPU usage. And we can see that this GPU has 16 gigabytes of RAM, and 9 gigabytes are taken up by our large language model. So next, what I'm going to do is run the query. And I'm going to use this script demo1.js for that. So this script makes a query to the chat server and it asks who is Sherlock Holmes. And we have turned rag false, which means rag is off. So let's see what happens when we run this query. So let's go. And apparently we can